Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Paranormal 101 Part 2. My name is Becky,
And I'm Will.
and we are the owners of Tucson Ghost Company. We are the founders of Tucson Ghost Society, and we are also radio hosts to Mysteries Explained. So basically, our whole life is the paranormal. Well, except for his. He actually works for some odd reason.
Somebody got to make some money.
Yeah, I guess so. Because we don't make money in this field, do we? We started doing these videos, what was it, last week?
Yeah, last week.
Yeah, last week. We decided that we want to make a difference in this paranormal field and take this field back because there are so many problems in this field and it's not very respectful anymore.
It's very true. And, you know,
So we decided that we are going to do some videos with do's and don'ts of the paranormal and some education because we've noticed a lot of these so-called pop-up teams are buying equipment and not knowing how to use the equipment. We were seeing people grab K2s, which we did last week, and go into a kitchen near an appliance, have that K2 light up and say, oh, it's haunted in here. So we explained last week what the K2 does. So go to our videos to review that. Now, while he's over here popping his neck, we decided this week to do another piece of equipment. And this week we are focusing on the REM pod. Now, ours is a little bit older. We don't have one of those new fancy dancy versions of it. After all, we don't get paid doing this. So, you know, we go off of his paychecks.
so no temperature sensor.
No, there isn't one on this one. But it's your normal, if you want to turn it on, run-of-the-mill REM pod that does this lovely, light up and all that lovely stuff. Now, when I first got this piece of equipment, I was so excited. We used it at an investigation. In fact, one of my first investigations that I did is Tucson Ghost Society. We put it down. No activity at all.
Oh, it's haunted.
Then it did that. I did not realize at the time what had caused it to do that. We ended up,
Walkie-talkie.
yeah, unfortunately debunking it. Walkie-talkies will set these lovely pieces of equipment off, but that's not the only thing that will set these things off that are not paranormal.
And you do not have to be next to it with the walkie-talkie. You can be 2 miles away.
2 miles?
Oh yeah, you can be 2 miles away with the walkie-talkie, and as long as there's somebody else with one nearby, it's going off. Yeah.
So in other words, the person doesn't even have to be in the same area.
No.
And I'll set it off.
As long as you have 2 walkie-talkies or CBs or ham radios, whatever you want to call them, on the same frequency,
It's going to set
it's
them
going to
off.
set it off. Another thing that'll set them off, little do we know,
Our cell phones.
they will emit certain frequencies, depending on what you're using it for, to set off a REM pod. REM pods work off of a frequency also. So, shortwave radios, certain electronic devices will set them off. We're not saying that it's a bad piece of equipment to use.
No,
It's
just like the K2.
It's actually a really nice piece of equipment to use. But like our first video, always have a piece of equipment to verify a piece of equipment.
Right.
So just because one goes off doesn't mean it's paranormal. Sometimes 2 pieces of equipment going off doesn't mean it's paranormal.
How do we know it's paranormal then?
Well, first you got to understand your equipment and go off of that. Now, if you can get 2 pieces of equipment to go off and then an EVP to back that up, you might have something paranormal.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Might.
But again, this is where being a paranormal investigator, is being an investigator to figure out what's causing your equipment to go off, why it's going off, and how many other things did you have happening when it went off.
Exactly. As paranormal investigators, we are going not only off of what the equipment is doing, but what we are getting in EVPs, what our body is telling us. We don't go off of just one in particular, just like personal experiences. If we get that cold rush of air, we want something to back that up, a temperature change, just something, because it has to all come together in order to prove that anything is there. Now, we're not knocking any of this equipment at all, but what we are saying is you really have to understand what this equipment does, because if you are going solely off of a K2 going off by a refrigerator...
Leave the refrigerator alone. It's not always haunted.
I know, but a
Go
lot
with
of people...
your toaster oven.
Okay, how about the microwave? That's even a better one.
Oh my God, there's a poltergeist. There's a plethora of paranormal going on in that microwave. There's a portal to the world of hell.
Yeah, but this is our point. We have to know what the equipment does. We have to be familiar with it, and we have to have more than one thing happening to show that something paranormal is going on. And then once we think, okay, we got something, you have to take it in to review. You have to go over it and over it. You got to become skeptics, not in a bad way, but in a good way, so we can prove that something is out there. Because if everyone's throwing out, it's haunted, to every little thing, we're not going to prove anything in this field at all.
So you want to be your worst critic?
Yes, definitely. He's mine.
I burst a lot of bubbles.
Yeah, to the whole entire Tucson Ghost Society.
Yes, I do. But I will give them a scare at the end of the night.
You don't even wait until the end of the night.
No, I don't. Somebody's getting scared.
Maybe. No, I am. So the REM pod, just keep in mind, if you are using that, there are going to be things that set it off besides a ghost. Just like your K2. And please go back and watch the Paranormal 101 of the K2. Now, we also want to touch base tonight on a little something that we've touched base on before, about how paranormal teams will not charge a client. This is one thing that we will keep pushing and making sure that everyone understands. If you're in the paranormal field investigating, you should not charge a client. If you are a client with a paranormal concern, you should not pay anyone. You're blocking the camera.
Are not a professional.
Who's
You can
not a
be professional, but nobody's a professional. Know-it-all ghost investigator.
You're telling me I'm not professional? Well, you were kind of pointing. Yeah, see, that's not right.
None of us are.
None of us are experts. That is for sure.
But we are out to share our knowledge, along with other people sharing their knowledge with us.
Yes. And we have actually opened up a Facebook page called Paranormal Roundtable. And that is going to be a place where we're hoping paranormal investigators come together, share ideas, evidence, ask questions, and continue to learn from one another. And for clients with paranormal concerns, which I really don't like the term clients, but I don't really know what else to refer to them as right now. But people with paranormal concerns can go to this page and hopefully find a team in their area or get advice on what to do. Now,
People in need.
people in need. That, I don't know. That sounds kind of needy.
Those in distress.
All right. But yes, we want a community to come together. We want to spread the word, and we want to do what we can. So remember, there are no experts. You never charge. And you know something else that happens? You keep learning. Him and I are constantly studying. We make our team constantly study. I think our team hates us, by the way.
Oh, I know they hate me.
Okay. Because we keep forcing them to learn more.
It's just sad. You're the one that does all the forcing.
I know.
And they hate me.
But it's something that you have to continue to do in this field. You can't assume, oh, I've done EVPs. I know what they are. No. Look into what else can cause EVPs. Oh, let's see. I've been on over 100 investigations. I got this down. There's nothing more I need to learn. Not true. There's always learning to be done.
Correct.
Correct. Right?
Right.
All right. So, again, we are going to continue with these videos. We're going to continue studying ourselves on what some of this equipment does and does not do. And we're going to continue spreading the word.
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 Word. Like the new page on Facebook, Paranormal Roundtable. Like us, Mysteries Explained on Facebook. Listen to us every Tuesday night at Spreaker.com/user/Tucson Ghost Company. And please like Tucson Ghost Company and Tucson Ghost Society also on Facebook. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter. We're everywhere. We're everywhere. But most importantly, please follow Mysteries Explained on Spreaker. Hit that little follow button and on here. And subscribe and like this video. Give it that thumbs up. That would really help us. Feel free to share, do whatever, trash us. I don't know. Well, don't trash us, but share the word. Share the knowledge. We admit, though, we don't know it all either. No. Not even close. And if you ever feel like having some laughs, you can look at him. Because he does faces like that. All the time. All right, I think they get the hint. And they got a really good close-up of your eye.
Retina scan.
All right, all. Thanks for tuning in. We will be back again next week with more Paranormal 101. And we'll be on Tuesday night on Spreaker with Mysteries Explained. And you'll hear us do this type of stuff. Right? Bye.
Later.